Alright everybody, welcome back. So today's video I'm going to be showing you my method on how to clean aquarium equipment. Of course this is a saltwater tank, so we're going to be cleaning saltwater aquarium equipment. But you can do this method with fresh or salt or brackish water. I use the same exact method for my reactor, my power heads, my return pump, my skimmer, and even my heater. It's very important to keep your equipment clean and running like it's new, because over time your equipment will start to get a certain amount of buildup on it and tends to work a little bit slower. So I'm going to be taking this reactor out, and I actually have a couple other things downstairs that I'm going to throw in there to clean at the same time. So let's take a look downstairs and I'll show you guys my exact method or recipe, I guess you could call it. Alright, so we're downstairs. Now, what I use is good old distilled white vinegar. I do use it with water. I have actually cleaned a couple things in 100% white vinegar and nothing else, and it actually ruined the equipment. It was a power head. I put it in, it was working. I soaked it in vinegar overnight, and the next morning it wasn't working. So I don't know if it's because it cleaned it too well, or dissolved an O-ring or something. So what I've been using is the 5-to-1 ratio. So 5-to-1 ratio of water and distilled white vinegar. It's a 5-gallon bucket. So I put about 3/4 of a gallon of vinegar in it, and about a little over 3.5, close to 4 gallons of water. And I threw my frag racks in there. You guys can see the insides of the reactor are in there. It did get a lot of mung on it. You can see it now. It's pretty filthy for how long it's been in there. So definitely try to find a place to put your bucket so that it won't get messed with. And of course, if it's an electrical piece of equipment, plug it in. Alright, let's plug it in. There we go. Let it run overnight. You could do a full 24 hours. I'm going to let this run overnight and tomorrow, so it'll probably be more like 18 hours. Then I'll take it all apart and scrub it. I like to let it run to get the impellers all clean. If it's your skimmer, get the needle wheel, get that debris loose. And you can even put a little power head in here if you want. If it's just plain pieces of stuff that doesn't have a motor on it, get some circulation going. It won't hurt. You can use hot water, you can use cold water. Do not use extremely hot water, because really, really hot water could distort or warp something. It could shrink an O-ring, it could melt something that you don't want to melt. And plus, if you're letting it sit overnight, this water is going to be ice cold in the morning anyway, so you might as well just start it off with some warm water. Get that initial, warm to semi-hot water to loosen everything up pretty good. But like I said, by the morning or the next day, it's going to be ice cold. So we're going to let this sit for 24 hours. I'm not going to show you guys the way I clean it, but I'm going to show you guys right now some tools that I think will obviously work very well. Alright, my number one thing is a paintbrush. I love using paintbrushes to clean my aquarium equipment. You can really get into all the spots. When you go like this, it's like 1,000 little bristles to clean everything. Number two, this is for baby bottles. You can get in there. It's a sponge, but this will help you get into some tough to reach areas, and plus this end here bends. And then of course that same kit comes with the baby bottle nipple brushes. This is really good for getting into those tight areas, even in between those grooves down there on the reactor itself. So these are and then of course obviously you got your toothbrush. And I got one other thing. When I bought a turkey baster, it came with this little tool to clean the inside of the turkey baster. So I got a pretty decent arsenal to clean everything. So we'll let this soak, and we'll take a look at it afterwards, and then I'll put it back into my tank. Now, if you're wondering what reactor this is the Lifeguard. This is a Lifeguard Aquatics reactor. I will put a link at the top of the screen right now on this reactor that I did a video on. I love it. It's so awesome. It's perfect for me. Every tank I have is always going to have this reactor in it. Super nice. You can adjust the speed, the flow. It's just really, really good. So check that video out if you guys are interested in it, but I give it like a 10 out of a 10. I've had no issues with it. Really great. So I'm gonna end this for a second, and then when we come back, I'll show you guys the clean version of it, and I will reinstall it back into the tank. I figured I'd show you guys how clean it came out. Pretty good, like brand new. I'm gonna put the Fosguard and the carbon in it and get this sucker running again. Alright, there you have it. Nice and clean. Spick and span. Got my Fosguard and my carbon in it. And it's working really, really good. Super quiet. It did make a little bit of noise. That's what made me think, you know what, time to give it a bath. So the bath worked. Nice and silent. Totally adjustable. This is probably, no, this is definitely the easiest media reactor to clean that I've ever owned. So if you guys have this reactor, let me know what you think. That's it for now. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Alright, I just want to thank you guys again for stopping by. If you did like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and while you're here, hit that little crab icon to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell for any future videos or updates, and in case you haven't seen these two videos, you might want to click on one and check it out. Again, thanks for stopping by.